Hello everybody, it's Grace here, and welcome back to my channel. I have decided to do a video cam even though my video quality sucks. But today I decided I was going to do makeup while talking about history. I don't really have a name for this segment yet, so if you have one, please leave a comment in the comment section down below, and if it's good, I'll use it. While we're on the topic of that, please like and subscribe. It only helps me and it is free. Now, I don't know how well this is going to go. I'm not the best with makeup, but I figured me just sitting here and talking about history wouldn't be interesting to anybody. So, might as well do makeup while doing it. Now, let's get started. So, before I talk about Grigori Rasputin, is probably should do some backstory on Russia and the royal family. Now, I'm not the best with makeup, by the way. I don't know if I said that, but I'm saying it again because if you're coming here to look for a tutorial as to how to do makeup, it's not here. Don't look to me because I can't. I'm not great. Go to I don't know. Who are we going to? Like Bailey Sarian. She's great. I love her. Maybe James Charles, or is he canceled? I don't know. Anyway, not on topic. So I'm putting on primer. But Russia. Russia is a very large country. Spans from between Europe and Asia. So it goes. It has a really large geography, and because of that, it has a lot of different terrains, and it's not really the most practical for militarily keeping everything under control. Now, I'm sure most of you know today, the leader of Russia is Putin, and but before they had a president, they had a royal family. Known as the Romanovs. Now, the last leader of the Romanovs, known as Tsar Nicholas II, he was not the best at ruling. He was more concerned with his family and the arts than he was in ruling. Goodness. And because of this, he was kind of easily manipulated. Enter Rasputin. Now, Rasputin was the son of a horse thief and came from a peasant background. Because of this, he was not the most popular. The other Tsars, the other people in the royal family didn't really like him because because of his background. Rasputin was born January 1869 to, again, as I said, a peasant and a horse thief. I don't have new brushes. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, so if you're here to watch, it's gonna be quite of a train wreck. But, I'm not talking about history, not makeup. Okay, so I'm gonna use my fingers. Oh, lordy. Okay, I'm using this. I got it from Walmart. So, Rasputin, he took after his father, and, he was also a horse thief until he eventually joined a cult. Now, I can't really talk about the cult because it's not viewer friendly, YouTube friendly. So if you're interested, kind of look up what Rasputin and his cult. But eventually, he finds his way to Russia. Now, the royal family, they had a son who had hemophilia, which is a bleeding disorder. So, like, when you're cut, your blood can't clot, so you continue to bleed. All of the royal medical people, or whatever they're called, I don't remember, they couldn't heal him. I mean, hemophilia also is known as like a royal disease because it is a byproduct of staying in the family. It's the best way I could say it without, being not advertiser friendly. I guess I'll use this. Now, I'm doing red for Russia. Oh Lord, this is gonna not be good. Oh no, okay. Well, it's hard to focus on history when you're doing makeup. But, what you gonna do? So, Rasputin goes to the royal family, or he's introduced to the royal family by someone who was close to Tsar Nicholas. And he's like, hey, my dudes, I can cure your son through prayer because he found God. I use quotation marks because he really didn't. Rasputin was not the best. He morally, and he was an alcoholic. Not because, and he didn't get help for it at all, which he should have, but he didn't. So he goes to the royal family, and he's like, hey, I can heal your son. And they're like, prove it. And then he does. He heals their son using drugs. I don't know what drugs, but medical drugs, I believe. Herbs and such. And so he heals their son and stops their bleeding. And the Tsar's wife was like, hey, I love my son. He's the future heir to the throne, so we should keep him around. So Rasputin slowly becomes more and more influential to the royal family. And the rest of the family that weren't in the palace did not like it, because they did not like the fact that a peasant had so much influence over the royal family. And a lot of the other people inside and Russia didn't like it either, because they didn't trust him, and they saw how much power Rasputin had over them, and they thought that wasn't cool. Okay, so there is a assassination plan that was hatched by one of the cousins of the king, or the Tsar, and they were trying to get rid of him. Not the king, but Rasputin. So, his plan, he got close to Rasputin and became kind of like friends, but the whole entire time he was absolutely disgusted by him. He's like, this man is gross. He talks disgusting. He brags about how he has influence over Russia, and literally came out to me and said that he has control over who gets appointed to important positions. And he was like, something has to be done. I didn't want to kill him. I kind of wanted just to make him leave, but now I have no other choice but to kill him. So, he gathers a group of his friends who are also nobles and important figures in Russia. I don't remember the names of all of them, but if you're interested, look it up, or I could do a follow-up on the guy who kills Rasputin, because he's actually pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie. So, what they did was, one of the doctors, a doctor who was involved, and he got a hold of a whole bunch of cyanide, which is a poison, very potent poison that kills pretty quickly. So they put it in some pastries that Rasputin was known to like, and they put it in the cup that he was going to be drinking from. However, so once Rasputin got there, he ate the pastries, he was supposed to die, but he didn't. He didn't die. he ate, I think, most of the pastries, and drank at least 3 or 4 cups of grape juice, but the adult grape juice. And they were like, why isn't he dying? We literally gave him enough poison to kill like 8 horses. Literally that amount, I believe, from some reports that I saw. 8 horses. That's a lot of horses. That's a lot of cyanide. That's a lot of dead man that didn't happen. He wasn't dead. I don't know why. Well, actually, some of the research that I did shows that the sugar and some of the ingredients in the pastries actually made the cyanide a lot less potent than it would be if it wasn't in the pastries. But even still, the cyanide in the adult grape juice should have been enough to kill him, though it wasn't, which is pretty interesting. So he eventually passes out, and everyone thinks it's because he died. More than likely, it was because he got so inebriated. Is that the word? I'm just gonna go with it. He got so inebriated that he couldn't handle anything anymore, so he probably fell asleep. I need to start getting my stuff together before I film. Anyway, so Rasputin wakes up again, and they're like, crap, we need to kill him, because now he knows, it's not good. So what they did, the main guy, whose name is Prince Felix, by the way, who was the one who got close to Rasputin. Oh no. Anyway, who got close to Rasputin, he was like, this is taking too long, and he shot Rasputin in the heart. And they thought he was dead, because, if you shoot someone in the heart, you would assume that they have died. Most people would be like, dead. I know if you shot me in the heart, I'd die. But, so, he wakes up and then tries to escape from the basement of Prince Felix's home. And he gets outside, but then he gets shot like 5 or 6 times by one of the other guys who were there. But then, because they're outside, the police come, and they're like, hey, what happened? And they're like, oh, they're trying to cover it. We're like, oh, one of the guys at the party got drunk and we're shooting at the sky. And then the police didn't believe it. And they're like, okay, so what really happened is we killed Rasputin. Don't tell anyone, because we did it for the country. And then the police officer tells people, because, it's his job, even though he didn't like Rasputin. And so, yeah. But Prince Felix records in his diary that he noticed that Rasputin has moved a little bit from the spot where he was shot 6 times. And they're like, is he not dead? No, that's not possible. He can't be not dead. No one's just not dead after being shot basically 7 times, including the shot that he did. And then cyanide. So then they're like, we gotta get rid of this body. Felix, you're dead enough, go to bed, because we don't want you to take all the blame. So the rest of the guys at the party wrap him up in a very heavy rug and then throw him into a frozen river. So when he's like tied up too, like he's tied up, wrapped in a rug, and thrown into a river. And then a couple days later, they find him on the bank with water in his lungs. Meaning, he wasn't dead when they threw him in the water. He drowned. Which is insane. He didn't die after being shot that many times. It's just insane. So, the royal family obviously was really upset about the death of Rasputin, and the rest of the country was like, why? He was a crappy person. And it kind of upset the people, and the Workers' Party, eventually known as the Communist Party, they take this time where the royal family is kind of in the dumps and take over Russia. And that's how we get the Soviet Union. So basically, Rasputin is directly involved in communist Russia, which is kind of interesting, if you ask me. I wish I had more time to go into more depth about Rasputin. He's pretty cool and interesting. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup off camera because, I did the bulk of it right here. I'm just going to put on, mascara and lipstick. So I just did the stuff that I couldn't do on camera, off camera, or I couldn't talk through. Like my mascara and my lipstick, which has turned out to be very red, which I'm not comfortable with at all. I feel like the Joker. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment down below. I love to hear from you and I'd love to interact with you. I want to try to build a community where we can talk about just anything like The Sims, history. Eventually, once I get a camera that isn't my laptop, I want to do baking and cooking too because I really enjoy it. And I think you would too. And not to brag, I'm a pretty good cook. Just saying. But yeah, please like and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys soon.